This time it's personal. When you make it personal, what you do behind closed doors matters. So I'm just wondering when you're going to make it personal. When you're going to make it about what it looks like that nobody sees. The part of you that nobody sees. Where's your integrity behind the scenes? Come on, where are your values behind the scenes? What do your habits look like behind the scenes? What kind of work are you putting in behind the scenes? If you're going to do it, if you're going to accomplish it, if you're going to achieve it, even if you're confused and it's cold and it looks crazy, and you're going to need to know the difference between contribution and commitment because they're two very different things. See, everybody wants to contribute to destiny, but nobody wants to be committed to destiny. So here's this boy. He's sitting at the table with his father and they're eating breakfast and this boy asks, he says, "Dad, what's the difference between sacrifice and contribution? What's the difference between somebody who's all in, fully committed to somebody who's just contributed?" And he says, "Son, you see that plate of food you eat?" He says, "Yeah, Dad." He says, "You see those eggs?" He says, "That chicken just contributed to breakfast." He said, "You see that bacon?" He said, "Yeah, Dad, I see the bacon." He says, "That pig gave his life so you could eat." And that's the problem with many of you, is that you want to contribute to the idea that you could be something. You want to contribute to the idea that something's going to come of the sacrifice that you have made. But you have not sacrificed. You have not suffered. You are not committed. When you are committed, you give everything you has. Every single week, every single day, every single hour, every single minute, 720 hours a month, you are beating on your craft. Even when you're at work, you're dreaming, you're thinking, you're vision casting, you're writing it down, making it play, communicating to your destiny connections so that it can become a reality. You can see it in your head. You can hold it in your hands. But the question I want to answer is, are you committed? I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what you've been called to do, what you've been called to accomplish, what you've been destined to build, but the dots will connect. It's time to take a deep dive into the deeper parts of yourself. It's time to take a deep dive into the deeper parts of yourself. When you take something personal, it gets personal. Every single day, you are either losing ground or gaining ground. The choice is yours, but this time, make it personal. I'm not just putting on the front. I'm not just here in public to make you smile and applaud me and support me and make comments and share my video. I make this thing personal. Everything that I do in public, I've done it in private. And so I'm just asking you, don't just scream on a stage or be connected to millionaires or strive to be a CEO or an investor or a politician or an athlete or a musician or a singer. I'm just wondering, can you conquer in the dark? Drop down to give me 50. Come on, write it again. Come on, believe it again. Come on, sing again. Record the song again. Come on! I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that musician. Come on! Who are you out there? That philosopher, that engineer, that thought leader, that critical thinker. Come on, that captain of industry. I'm talking to you. When your personal life lines up with your purpose, then public authority is yours. You want influence. I'm not talking about just fame. I'm talking about influence, the power to change people's lives. And everything's going to change in your personal space. And so this time it's got to be personal. And you may not feel qualified. You may not feel like you are educated enough. You may not feel like you're connected enough. You may not think that enough people are aware of you, cognizant of you, because you don't have a blue check and you're not a celebrity yet. But you got to work hard in silence. You got to work when nobody's watching. You got to sacrifice behind the scenes. You got to take it personal. When you take it personal, your private life changes. Everybody wants public authority, but nobody wants private discipline. When your habits change behind the scenes, when your private life begins to shift, when you put aside the things that are not serving you, if it's going to be personal, make it personal. Don't just be great in public, be great in private. What you do in dark. If I pulled up your search history, what would I find? Would you still be an example music to the world? If I went through your closet, if I went through your basement, if I went through your attic, if I went through your center console, if I went through your house, how personal is your purpose? Are you just fronting? Are you active? Is everything you're projecting a fraud, a copy, an idea, a concept, or is it really you? You got to live. You have to breathe. You have to eat this purpose. Can you stretch yourself? Music, can you condition yourself? Come on. Can you believe again? Can you see it again? Can you write again? Can you make this thing personal? That it doesn't start with the people connected to you. It starts with you. It doesn't even start with your past. It starts with where you are and where you're going. Can you look ahead? Can you stretch forth? Can you condition yourself? Can you prepare yourself for the next thing? Come on, make it personal. It doesn't start with everybody. It starts with me. Because people will leave you with that. And then what's your why? What did God put in you? Release it to the world. So the question you have to ask yourself is, are you committed or are you just contributing? See, somebody who contributes, they wake up, they do what they got to do. They're addicted to distractions. They keep people in their life that are not feeding their purpose. They find themselves doing things that are pulling them from purpose and not bringing them to purpose. This is somebody who's just not calculated. They're not thought out. They're not going throughout. They're not writing it down and executing. This is somebody who's just thinking about being great. This is somebody who's just planned to golf war with the idea of being great, but you are not married. See, when you get married to purpose, married to destiny, married to who you've been destined to be, everything changes. The question is, are you committed or are you just contributing? And for many of you, it hasn't been personal. Somewhere along the line, you lost your footing. You lost your place. It got cold, too cold for you. And you've been inside all winter. And see, one thing about an achiever is rain, sleep, or snow. They keep building. See, when you get personal, when you make it personal, everything changes. Because you see, you made it about your girlfriend last time. You made it about your boyfriend last time. You made it about your kids last time. And your kids started acting up. And then you let the dream go. It's got to start with you and God first. Listen, God put a gift inside of everybody. It is our responsibility to release it to the world. I'm just wondering if you are moved enough, daring enough, if you can believe in your dream again, if you can get committed, if you can take it serious, if you can make it personal. It's personal. It doesn't start with them it starts with me. It starts with me. So do it for your loved ones. Do it for your wife. Do it for your husband. Do it for your children. Do it for generations to come. Come on, after you're dead and gone, what will they say about what you did? Yes, there are so many people depending on you, but it's got to start with you and the man music upstairs. What he put in you to make it personal. Everything in my life breathes and beats this purpose that I have. I don't know where you are in your game of life. You may be in your third quarter. You may be in your fourth quarter. Come on, you're not going to live forever. Not in this world. Come on, this time it's got to be personal. See, last time you were just running through the plays. Last time you were just running the songs that you rehearsed in rehearsal. Last time you were just going through the motions and you got numb. Come on, and you got tired and weary. And now you're broken and bitter and angry because you lost. And I'm just wondering if you're courageous enough, bold enough, if you have enough faith. Come on, if you have enough inside of you resilience to come back to the scene and make it personal. This time it's not about rehearsal. It's not about applying what we practice. This time it's about legacy. This time it's asking myself the question, will our names be remembered when we are no longer here? We'll make it personal. I make it personal. It starts with me, the man upstairs, and it ends right here. So smile again. Believe again. Come on, let joy hit your heart. Don't be weary and wallowing. Come on, go. Step into it. Condition yourself. Prepare yourself. Let yourself go. Fall music free into it. Step into it. You are worthy. You are an repeatable music miracle, and there is none like you in all the earth. There will never be another you. Your DNA, your fingerprint. Come on. Your gait, your presence, your authenticity. Music, come on. You're special. You're special and you're necessary. So make it personal. There will come a time in your life where you will ask yourself this question. What separates legends from the average? What separates the 1% from the rest of this world? The number one reason why we buy into anything is desire. Family, I'm convinced that many of you are where you are because you don't see the value in where you're supposed to be. You still think you have time? But I came here to sound an alarm in your heart to let you know that tomorrow is not promised. Haven't you lived here long enough? You've been in doubt and fear and uncertainty and confusion and comparison long enough? Haven't you been depressed long enough? Haven't you been broke long enough? Haven't you been music broken and fractured and defeated and demoralized long enough? Music, when you've had enough, drop it in the comments. Find a mirror and tell yourself enough is enough. If you can't find a mirror, drop it in the comments. I refuse to be average. Enough is enough. I'm convinced that there's somebody listening to me who refuses to stay where they are, who will make the decision to separate yourself from the average. Separate yourself from not enough. Separate yourself from scarcity and lack and defeat. We all have those moments when we want to quit, where we want to throw in the towel, where we don't see the end game and the target is not clear. Music. And we want to travel down the road of least resistance because it's in our nature to be attracted to what is convenient, what is familiar, what is ordinary. But if you're listening music to me, then you're already walking in a competitive advantage because you have a hunger music and you have a desire to listen to something that's going to personally develop you and get you to a place that you've never been. And so if you music can hear my voice, it's time to stretch. It's time to press. It's your time. It's your turn to try again. It's the 1% that understand that without relentless drive and hunger, you will never eat. Those who refuse to be average are always moving. There's a drive in them. There's a desire and a passion. There's a calling to be innovative, to blaze trails, to unlock, to pursue. There's a calling to be phenomenal, to be unforgettable, to be resourceful. There's a drive. There's a hunger. It's what they eat. It's what they breathe. The process is what they want more than food and sleep and comfort and support. It's who they are becoming on the way to the target. This drives them. They're very clear on their why. Here's why I'm relentless. Here's why I'm hungry. Because if I don't do this, nobody else will. I want you to consider this my personal invitation to you into the 1%. This is not about a socioeconomic background. This is not about how much money you make or the car that you drive. This chiefly is about the person you become. It takes a different person to have that, to live there, to drive that, to connect with them, to walk into that room and sit at that table and to lead a generation into the future. I'm talking about the 1% of people that are actually working on their mental health, that refuse to lose the fight against the demons that your parents and your family had to fight. Music. This is your personal invitation to a mentality of a group of 1% of people that are music incurable optimists. They're purposeful and passionate. They're self-aware. They're confident. They're continuously music learning. They are curious and persistent and patient and music disciplined. And they've got a posture of humility that says, I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything. And I'm hungry enough to know that I'm just getting warmed up. Hey, music, I know you're tired. I know you're ready to quit. I know what it feels like to be exasperated and so beat down that you can't even clear's throat, see the light at the end of the tunnel anymore. And if it showed up, you would ignore it. I know what that feels like. But if you get blessed to see another day, then you better scorch the earth with that beautiful light. Try harder, reach higher, run faster. Stand taller because you got more left in you. I know you think it's over. You're exasperated, but you gotta go again. Maybe you can make an adjustment. Sometimes we got to make adjustments. Sometimes we need to rest, recover, and recharge so we can try again. Don't let anybody tell you you don't have what it takes. There's more left in your tank. Can you do what nobody in your bloodline has ever done before? Are you resilient enough to overcome failures and step back? Do you believe that you can communicate in such a way that is so powerful, that is so charismatic and spirit-filled, that you can build a team from nothing, brick by brick, after they doubted you, after they said that you'll never make a comeback, after they said that you were not qualified, that you did not know enough, that you were not connected enough? Do you believe that your dream, that the vision, that the idea, that the blueprint, the framework, and the system that you see in your head, do you believe you can hold it in your hand? The greatest version of you is not the I can do anything version of you. The greatest version of you, come on, you know it, is the person that's got parameters. The person that says, no, I can't do that. I can't go there. I can't taste that. I can't touch that. I've got an unwavering self-belief and a confidence. I've got impeccable integrity and values and character. I will not bow to ordinary. I got people to see, places to go, tables to sit at. I got work to do. I just need you to believe that at the end of all of this, that you are the 1%. You wouldn't have made it this far in this video if you weren't. What truly separates the extraordinary individuals who change the world and shape the course of history from the average masses is a combination of talent, grit, resilience, and an indomitable spirit that propels them to achieve the unthinkable. It's the 1% when they are faced with crushing and failures and demoralizing setbacks that would make most quit. It's the 1% that view the problems and the challenges as opportunities to overcome. It's your turn. It's your time to start unknown and finish unforgettable.